Hi guys, this is Regiments. It's another preview that I've got for you this week. It's another cracker, guys. It's another cracking good game. There's actually a demo as well of this, just like there was with Cartel Tycoon. There's a demo for this as well, so you can actually go and download this now on Steam and play it. And that's great because we've never had demos for a long time, decades pretty much, because developers now are too scared to release demos because they have no faith in their games anymore. Let's be honest, guys, they really don't. And it's a breath of fresh air seeing a few developers like Bird's Eye Games who do have faith in their games, so much so they've released a demo, and it is a good demo as well. You get a full skirmish game. And you can set it up any way you want, pretty much, except there's no PvP. It's quite odd because when you're setting this game up, it actually has a slot for another player, which looks to me like you can play co-op in this. But I have checked the forums, I've checked what the developers have said. There is no co-op, no multiplayer. It's single player only, this game. It does, however, have a few different game modes. Well, the demo does. It has three different game modes, as you can see on your screen. I'm not sure if the full release will have more. The one I like is just the basic, the first one, the basic attack. And you can either set yourself up to be the attacker or the defender. You have to hold these points on the map or capture these points on the map. And when you've captured all the points, you win the game. The game usually lasts about 20 to 30 minutes. You can choose how long each game could last from the actual menu, and you can also choose your sides. You can either be NATO or the Warsaw Pact. Anyone who was alive in the Cold War, I was in the 80s. I wasn't around in when the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis and all that. I wasn't around then. I wasn't born then, but certainly in the 80s, I was around when the Cold War was going on, and it was scary times. I mean, there was a couple of times it nearly kicked off between what is the USSR, back in the USSR, the USSR, and NATO, which was basically America, Britain, and I think France contributed a few croissant launchers, and I think the Italians gave us quite a few tanks that had only reverse gear. Mac, just stop. People will get offended. Let them get offended. I don't give a get offended. Now it happens. You just feel a little, that's it. Deal with it. But yeah, it was a scary time, the Cold War. I remember watching Threads. It was this TV movie, and it was about a nuclear bomb going off in Sheffield, and it scared the shit out of everybody. Like everybody. It was just terrifying. And Mac, just no one cares. Get on with it. So you pick your side, NATO or the Warsaw Pact. If you go NATO, you can then decide whether you want to be the Americans or the schnell Kartoffelkopf raus Germans. And you get different units based on your actual choice. There's a Regipedia, guys, in this, which shows you what everything does. If you don't know your BMPs from your MBTs, from your barbecue BBs, then you can check the Regipedia and it will tell you what everything is, what everything does, and give you a much better chance on the battlefield, because you need to know what the. And you can choose what you're going to have on the battlefield, because everything is purchasable by the amount of points you have. You're given points and you get more points as you go through the game killing things. You then use them points to bring in extra gear onto the battlefield. So once you start off, you spend all your points, select what you want. Probably want a couple of main battle tanks, a bit of a recon, a bit of artillery if you can afford it. Recon units are really helpful in this game. They have huge vision on the battlefield. It's best to set them to hold fire, or fire only if you're fired upon, because you don't want them giving their position away. The woods in these games offer great camouflage, great protection. Nobody can see you if they're in the woods unless they come through the woods and kind of stumble across your position. As what happened to me with my recon platoon, which was in a very heavily wooded area. Had great vision over the main area of the battlefield, which was handy to bring in my artillery and to guide me main battle tanks, so I knew exactly what was ahead of us. I had Apache gunships as well there, which was really helpful. And everything was going great, then all of a sudden a whole load of Russian units just steamrolled my recon through the woods. It was just a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. One of the other good things about this game is when your units take a lot of damage, if you just simply spam the Q button a couple of times, they will retreat straight to the safe zone on the map, which is where you spawn, and they will get fully rearmed, fully repaired, but they will get upgraded in experience. So they come out a better, harder unit, and that's very important. It reminded me of the early Battle Isle games where you had to do that. Your units got over time. I mean, there's a lot of games done that, but Battle Isle, I remember, was the first one I ever played where units gained experience in combat, and it's very handy, and it can turn the tide of the battle. So you've got all that to think about. You've got your anti-air stuff going on, and it looks really nice as well, and it plays really well. I haven't had any real problems with it, any bugs or anything like that. It is quite tactical. I mean, you don't get as many units to control in the demo as Steel Division 2. I will be reviewing it when it comes out, but if you want to take a dive into it, it's well worth a download. It's not a big download, and you do get a really good game. So there you go, guys. That's Regiments. It's a tactical war game, and it comes out in the summer of this year.